Hey, this is Kim here, the Divine Warrior Goddess from divinewarriorgoddess.com. And I just wanted to pop in today and talk about it's like I want to talk about everything, yet I want to talk about nothing. I have been off of Facebook for a week or two with frequency light upgrades, which are like flu type symptoms, which is just clearing the density, the energy of in our body. And so I had to postpone travel to honor myself because we have to honor our light body. We don't function the way that we used to. So it's important to honor what presents. And I knew that I couldn't push myself. I knew that I had to honor what I was going through and to be in the moment. So it had to be postponed. So then last week was a travel week, and I'm still rebuilding my light body. But a lot's been going on since then. I went in early December back home to be with my family for the holidays, and so I didn't write a lot or post a lot then either because I was honoring where I was in the present moment. So after this clearing, I had decided my car broke down the day I was flying out. And it was going to cost a lot of money to fix. So I decided to gift my car to someone. And the week I was sick, they started calling me and telling me they needed the title. Well, I wasn't even in the same state. And I gifted them the car because I knew that I was going to be gone a long time. And it was going to be a lot to ask of them to keep it there because it was not drivable. And I wasn't there to give them or anyone else that I would like to donate the car to the title. So they were told that I was sick, which is what we have to relate to those that are still in 3D. We have to relate to them. So I told them I was sick, and the day that I was almost arriving here, they started calling me, which felt like harassment. And that's a 3D term, but it was disrespect because they already had a buyer for the car and I was gifting them the car. But yet they were totally disrespecting me. And what it brought up was all these energies that I thought were gone. But the further we go in Ascension, when I flew in the plane, I knew that I was doing full body ascension and I was ascending. My body was ascending. Now, I had already embodied all of my aspects, and so I no longer could hear my guides because they were within me. We were all one already, and We have been for about a year and a half, 2 years. So, this was an important process for me, and I honored that. So, I I don't even know where to go with this. It's like I wrote the book Step Into Your Power, and so I thought I was done with those kind of disrespectful experiences, and sometimes we're not, because the further we go on Ascension, the deeper we go. So this was still held within me, and I felt like this was everyone that had harassed me, disrespected me, and that I had given my power away to my entire life, especially male energies, because these were mechanics, they were male energy. And so I saw this, but yet I found myself when I got here looking for this title, and I couldn't find it, of course, because I was, number one, I was exhausted, and number two, um I wasn't supposed to. So that was in the afternoon. I spent the rest of the day and the evening processing this and getting very angry. We have to allow this energy and these emotions to rise uh, so that we can get it out. So talk it out to yourself. Write it out, yell it out, scream it out, do whatever you got to do to get this energy out. Why was I angry? I was pissed at myself, not at them, at me, because I had just gotten in from a 4-day drive, and I was allowing myself to be bullied into searching for this title for the car that I was gifting someone. So I wasn't honoring me. I wasn't respecting me because I was trying to appease someone else. So once I got all this energy out that day and evening, because they called me 6 times in 2 minutes on a heavily busy highway going, 75 miles an hour, and it was ridiculous. So I always look for, what am I supposed to get out of this? What am I supposed to learn from this? And it was, what are you doing? Don't do that. Honor you, honor your light. So I had decided the next morning I'm going to get up, I'm going to take it easy because my body was exhausted. And I decided I'm just going to have a couple of cups of coffee, take my shower, get ready for the day, and then I would look for the title, which was my plan anyway. So I had decided to honor me and do what I felt was right for me, instead of the old energy of trying to appease and run around like a goofball trying to make someone else happy. So I guess it wasn't about the car. Oh, and then I realized that my car, a lot of things had been stolen out of my car. And that was for me to go, okay, I'm not supposed to attach to anything. The further we ascend, we realize we attach to nothing. We're connected to everything, but we attach to nothing. So I attached I had been attached to these sunglasses that held for me significance of when I started to love myself. And I bought these beautiful sunglasses with crystals on the sides, and they were like $100. And I had never done anything like that before for myself. So they were symbolic for me of that I love myself and I'm worth it. But what my universe was telling me was, okay, you don't need those reminders because you already hold it within. It was just a thing. Those were just things that were taken out of my car. And it wasn't even worth calling them back and saying, you know what? There was a lot more missing than the sunglasses out of my car. But my universe said, let it go. Let the whole thing go. What are you going to take out of this? And that is, wow, you know, I did talk to them because, of course, they called me the next morning. I said they'd call by 11. Well, sure enough, 10:30 they called and wanted to know where that title was. And I stood in my power and I told the man that was calling that he had been disrespecting me, harassing me, using it in terms that he would understand, harassment, and that my deal was with the owner, not with him, and that I wanted to talk to the owner. And then I discussed with the owner what had been going on with these phone calls. So I spoke my truth. I stood in my power, but I did it in a kind way. And I didn't do it to people please him or the other guy. So I'm always hoping to inspire you with these. I don't always share my personal stories. I more like share teachings, but we teach sometimes through our stories. So it's learning how to speak up. I don't react when someone is pushing my buttons or upsetting me. It is about responding in a kind and loving, from a kind and loving place. So if I have energy that needs to get out, anger, sadness, whatever it is, I get that out first before I talk to someone. Because that is the kind and loving thing to do. That is higher consciousness. I've learned that a long time ago, and that's part of what inspired me to write my book is standing in your power, is learning how to handle these kind of situations and speak your truth, speak your feelings, and have it come out the way that you want it to. You can practice it over and over. After you get this energy out, you can do it before while you're getting the energy out, and you're going to call them nasty names. You're going to say things that are really inappropriate, but that's okay because that's how we get the energy out. So then after we get the energy out, this is what I do is I practice how I'm going to speak and what I'm going to say to the person before I actually talk to them. You organize your thoughts, you organize your words, you can write it down, do whatever you need to do to assist you as you speak up and stand in your power, and let them know it's not okay. Because I let them know it was not okay. Did they listen? I don't think so. But they're still in so much in the 3D matrix. I could tell they would ask me questions, but they weren't listening to the answer. And that's okay too. How, that's where they're at, and that's okay. What matters is what I do and how I respond. So I thought I would pop in here. I haven't made a video in a while. I haven't wrote in a while. Um, it's so weird because sometimes you just have so much to say but yet you don't feel like talking. So hopefully I'll be back on track to sharing and writing and making videos to assist you in stepping into your power and applying higher consciousness to every situation that arises. Now, will this situation that to me was all these disrespectful relationships wrapped up neatly, tied in a bow, all together, all at once, will I see this situation again? I may. But then again, I may not. But the point is, it doesn't matter because you know what to do. You know how to respond. You know how to handle this energy. This is how we become energy masters. And living in the here and the now with situations that will present. Whatever it is for you, whatever is still held within your body, it will come back around. Even stuff that you thought that you had mastered. But what this showed me was that I did master it. For a little moment, I let it get to me. I ran around trying to find that title, and then I caught myself. And I realized, what are you doing? Stop. You're letting someone bully you, and that's not going to happen. So be gentle with yourself because all of it is a learning experience, and we get more powerful each time. So I'm just going to leave you with that, and hopefully I'm going to have some courses coming up soon and all kinds of good stuff coming up because it's time for me to get going again. So I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, and have a beautiful, beautiful, magical day.